Welcome, sports fans, tennis enthusiasts, and proud supporters from the Philippines and all around the globe, to what is undoubtedly one of the most electrifying and highly anticipated moments in recent Asian tennis history. The headlines are screaming, the social media algorithms are absolutely on fire, and the sports pages are dominating the news cycle with a statement that has sent shockwaves across the continent. Whole China is afraid. That is the bold, audacious, and thrilling narrative surrounding the phenomenal Alexandra Eala as she steps onto the pristine, historic lawns of London for her opening round match at the prestigious 2026 HSBC Championships. Today, we are bringing you the ultimate, comprehensive live update and pre-match breakdown of this monumental clash between the unstoppable Filipina sensation, Alex Eala, and the seasoned, battle-tested Chinese veteran, Zhang. We are looking at a round of 32 encounter that is not just a tennis match. It is a generational collision, a clash of styles, and a profound statement of national pride. Let us set the stage and dive deep into exactly why this headline is generating such a massive uproar and why the momentum is overwhelmingly shifting toward the pride of Philippines. Just 48 hours ago, Alexandra Eala did the unthinkable. She achieved a career-defining milestone that has permanently altered the trajectory of her professional journey. On the lush green courts of the Edgbaston Priory Club, under the immense pressure of a championship final, Eala captured the WTA 125 Birmingham Open title. And she did not just win it. She fought through a grueling, dramatic, and intensely emotional three-set thriller against a formidable Czech player, Nikola Bardenkova. The final scoreline of 5-7, 6-3, 7-5 tells a story of absolute resilience. Eala dropped a tight first set, staring down the barrel of defeat, but she dug deep, tapped into that signature Filipino fighting spirit, and completely turned the match around. But the significance of this victory goes so much deeper than just another trophy for the cabinet. Going into that Birmingham final, Alex Eala was carrying a heavy psychological burden known in the tennis community as the Czech curse. Since turning professional in 2020, Eala had faced players from the Czech Republic 13 times, and she had lost all 13 matches. The Czechs, known for their powerful, flat-hitting, and immense tactical discipline, had always been the unsolvable puzzle for young Filipina. But on Sunday night, in her 14th attempt, with the championship on the line, she shattered that curse into a million pieces. She exorcised those demons, proving to the world, and more importantly to herself, that there is no mental block she cannot overcome and no opponent she cannot outlast. Because of this monumental triumph, Alex Eala has now surged up the global ladder. She has jumped 4 massive spots to reach a brand new career high, ranking of world number 33 in the latest Women's Tennis Association standings. Just think about that for a moment. World number 33. She is knocking on the door of the elite top 30, cementing her status as one of the most dangerous rising stars on the WTA Tour. And she is doing this right as the tour transitions to the most challenging, nuanced, and prestigious surface in the sport, grass. Winning the Birmingham Open was her second overall WTA title, following her hardcourt victory at the Guadalajara Open last September, but doing it on grass proves an incredible evolution in her game. Grass is a surface that exposes any weakness in footwork, any hesitation in timing, and any vulnerability in the serve. The ball skids, it stays low, and it demands absolute perfection. For Eala to conquer Birmingham means her game has matured exceptionally. Her lefty forehand is biting through the court, her slice is staying brutally low, and her court coverage is nothing short of spectacular. This brings us directly to the HSBC Championships, formerly renowned as the Queen's Club Championships, a WTA 500 event that carries immense prestige, a staggering $1.9 million prize pool, and acts as the ultimate proving ground before Wimbledon. Eala wastes absolutely no time. Fresh off her title, without even a moment to catch her breath or celebrate, she is back in action this Tuesday. And standing across the net is a woman who represents the old guard of Asian tennis royalty, 37-year-old Zhang of China. This is why the narrative of fear is circulating. Zhang is an absolute legend in her own right. She is a former world number 22. She is a 3-time Grand Slam doubles champion, having tasted ultimate victory at the Australian Open and the U.S. Open. She has WTA singles titles in Guangzhou and Lyon. She has reached the quarterfinals of the Australian Open and Wimbledon in singles. She knows the grass. She knows the pressure. But right now, at this exact moment in their respective careers, they are two ships passing in the night. Eala is a rocket launching into stratosphere, riding a wave of unshakable confidence and youthful exuberance. Zhang, currently ranked 64th in the world, is fighting to hold her ground, fighting against a dying delight, and fighting to prove that her experience can outwit the raw, unbridled power of the Filipina teenager. The pressure on Zhang Shuai is astronomical. She is representing a nation that is heavily invested in dominating the Asian tennis landscape since the days of Li Na. China expects greatness from its veterans, but right now, looking across the net, they see a Filipina powerhouse who is completely fearless. Eala has no baggage in this matchup. This is the very first time they are meeting on professional tour. The head-to-head is a blank slate, 0-0, but the momentum disparity is massive. Zhang has had a brutal season in singles. Earlier this year, she suffered a heartbreaking 5-match losing streak. While she found some form making the semifinals in Merida and the quarterfinals in Strasbourg, she crashed out in the first round of the French Open. She had to grind her way through qualifying rounds just to make the main draw here in London, dispatching Hannah Klugman and Heather Watson. She has matches under her belt on this grass. Yes, but she has not tasted the ultimate victory that Eala just secured 48 hours ago. This is the hook, the absolute undeniable drama of this opening round. It is a classic narrative of the passing of the torch, or rather, the forceful taking of the torch. Eala is not waiting for her turn. She is not waiting for the veterans to step aside gracefully. She is kicking the door down. And that is exactly what makes this match box office television. Every single tennis fan in the Philippines is holding their breath, while the Chinese tennis establishment watches with deep, unsettling anxiety, knowing full well that if Eala plays at the level she showcased in Birmingham, there is very little that can stop her. We are now going to transition into our deep dive analysis of the specific matchup. We will break down the mechanics, the strategies, the mental warfare, and the broader implications of what this match means for the rest of the tournament and the upcoming Grand Slam at Wimbledon. If you are just joining us, buckle up, because we are unpacking every single angle of Alexandra Eala versus Shuai Zhang. Let us dissect the tactical battleground that will unfold on the lawns of the Queen's Club. Grass court tennis is a fundamentally different sport from hard court or clay court tennis. It requires a specific physiological and psychological adaptation. The rallies are shorter. The serve and the return of serve become the absolute deciding factors of the match. For Eala, her primary weapon, that incredibly heavy, topspin lace left-handed forehand, has to be modified for the surface. On clay, that forehand kicks up high, forcing opponents right back to the fences. On grass, if you hit with too much loop, the ball sits up and asks to be crushed. What we saw in Birmingham was Eala making a brilliant tactical adjustment. She flattened out her ground strokes. She stepped inside the baseline. She took the ball exceptionally early on the rise, robbing her opponents of time. By doing this, she uses the natural pace of the grass to her advantage. Furthermore, being a left-hander on grass is an automatic, built-in advantage. That sweeping slider serve out wide to the ad court, pulling the right-handed player completely off the doubles alley, is a nightmare to return on a slippery, skidding surface. If Eala can consistently land that first serve and follow it up with a relentless first strike, she dictates the terms of engagement. But we must not underestimate the tactical acumen of Shuai Zhang. You do not win multiple Grand Slam doubles titles without having world-class hands at the net, exceptional reflexes, and a deep understanding of court positioning. Zhang's game is naturally quite flat. She hits the ball cleanly and early, which historically has made her very dangerous on fast surfaces. We cannot forget that her deepest run at a major on grass was the quarterfinals of Wimbledon in 2019. She understands the geometry of the grass court. Her strategy against Eala will be very clear. Do not let the young Filipina dictate with her forehand. Zhang will look to hit deep, penetrating returns right at Eala's feet, forcing Eala to hit up on the ball. Zhang will also likely try to bring Eala forward, utilizing drop shots and short slices, testing Eala's transition game and her comfort level at the net. Because Eala is essentially a baseline powerhouse, dragging her out of her comfort zone and forcing her to volley could be Zhang's primary path to victory. However, the physical toll cannot be ignored. Eala just played a brutal, grueling 3-set final on Sunday evening. She had to travel from Birmingham to London, settle in, and prepare for a Tuesday match. There's a legitimate question of fatigue. Does she have the physical reserves and the nervous system recovery to go full throttle again so quickly? The counter-argument is the phenomenon of the winning high. When you are 21 years old and you have just captured a massive title, you do not feel the lactic acid. You do not feel the sore joints. You are running purely on adrenaline, dopamine, and supreme confidence. Eala is in that flow state where the tennis ball looks like a beach ball, and every decision feels instinctive and correct. Conversely, Zhang Shuai at 37 has played 2 qualifying matches to get here. While that gives her match rhythm on the specific courts of the Queen's Club, the recovery process for a player 16 years older than her opponent is inherently slower. If this match goes into a long, drawn-out 3-setter, the physical advantage heavily shifts to the younger, fitter Filipina. Then there is the psychological warfare. Eala's ranking of 33 is a massive shield of confidence, but also brings a new kind of pressure. She is no longer the underdog trying to cause an upset. In many of these matches, she is now the hunted. She is the seeded level player that lower-ranked competitors are desperate to beat to make a name for themselves. How does she handle being the overwhelming favorite against a player who has infinitely more experience? This is where Eala's background at the Rafa Nadal Academy comes heavily into play. She has been groomed since she was a young teenager to handle the intense spotlight. She has been mentored by the very best in the sport on how to maintain emotional equilibrium when the entire nation is watching your every forehand. Breaking the Czech curse against Bardunkova proved that her mental resilience is elite. She did not panic when she lost the first set. She problem-solved. If Zhang throws junk balls, slices, or unpredictable tactics at her, Eala now possesses maturity to reset, breathe, and trust her aggressive game plan. Looking at the broader tournament landscape, this opening round is practically a final in itself because of the stakes involved. The HSBC Championships draw is absolutely stacked. We are talking about a field that includes Grand Slam champions like Naomi Osaka, Emma Raducanu, Elena Rybakina, and rising stars like Amanda Anisimova. If Alex Eala can navigate past Zhang Shuai, the path does not get any easier, but it offers incredible opportunities for massive ranking points. The winner of this match is slated to face either world number 19 Iva Jovic or number 58 Antonia Ruzic in the round of 16. If Eala gets through Zhang, a potential clash with a top 20 player like Jovic will be the ultimate litmus test for Eala's Wimbledon aspirations. Winning this tournament, or even making a deep quarterfinal or semifinal run, could mathematically push Eala strictly inside the top 30, which means securing a coveted seeded position at the Wimbledon Championships. Being seeded at a Grand Slam changes everything. It protects you from facing the top beasts of the tour in the first 2 rounds. That is a grand prize Eala is chasing right now. Every single point, every single game against Zhang Shuai is a stepping stone toward that ultimate goal. We must also talk about the incredible support system and the fan base. The Filipino diaspora in the United Kingdom is massive, passionate, and incredibly vocal. We have seen it time and time again when Filipino athletes compete internationally. The crowd essentially turns a neutral venue into a home game. You can absolutely expect the stands at the Queen's Club to be dotted with the blue, red, white, and yellow of the Philippine flag. The cheers, the chants, the undeniable energy from the crowd will be the wind beneath Eala's wings. For Zhang Shuai, she will have to mentally block out a crowd that is desperately willing her opponent to win. It is an intimidating atmosphere, and while Zhang is a seasoned professional who has played in hostile environments before, deal with the relentless positivity and deafening roars of Filipino fans is a completely unique experience. Eala must be the aggressor. She must not fall into the trap of just rallying down the middle of the court. Grass rewards a brave. It rewards a player who is willing to take the ball down the line, hit the heavy inside-out forehand, and occasionally serve and volley to keep the opponent guessing. As we move toward the conclusion of our massive pre-match breakdown, let's take a moment to truly contextualize the magnitude of this event in the grander scheme of global sports. What Alexandra Eala is doing right now goes so far beyond the dimensions of a tennis court. She is authoring a golden era for Philippine tennis, a sport that has historically struggled to produce homegrown singles players capable of consistently dominating at the highest echelons of the WTA Tour. We have had incredible champions in boxing, in weightlifting, in gymnastics, but to see a Filipina consistently dismantling European and global powerhouses on the tennis court is a massive paradigm shift. When the headlines read that the whole of China is afraid or on high alert, it is a testament to the fact that the epicenter of Asian tennis power is experiencing a seismic shift, and the epicenter is rapidly moving toward Southeast Asia. For years, the narrative in Asian tennis was dominated by the incredible achievements of players from China and Japan. Li Na broke the glass ceiling, Naomi Osaka took it to the stratosphere, and players like Shuai, Zhang, Qinwen, and others solidified that absolute dominance. But Alexandra Eala is disrupting that established order. By winning on hard courts in Guadalajara and now capturing glory on the grass in Birmingham, she is proving that she is an all-surface, all-season threat. A victory over Zhang Shuai, a respected and highly decorated veteran of that Chinese tennis establishment, would be a deeply symbolic passing of the torch. It would signal to the world that Eala is not just a participant on the tour. She is a conqueror. She is aiming for the very pinnacle of the sport, and she has the technical weaponry, the physical conditioning, and the ice-cold mental fortitude to achieve it. If Eala secures this victory today, the momentum she carries into Wimbledon will be virtually unstoppable. Imagine a scenario where she enters the hallowed grounds of the All-England club on a massive winning streak, armed with a brand-new career-high ranking, and holding the unwavering belief that she can beat absolutely anyone placed in front of her. The Philippine nation is uniting behind her in a way we rarely witness. From the bustling streets of Manila to the global diaspora tuning in at all hours of the night, every single swing of her racket carries the hopes, the dreams, and the unwavering pride of over 100 million people. She is single-handedly inspiring a generation of young girls and boys across the archipelago who are picking up rackets on public courts, believing that they too can one day stand on the manicured lawns of London and strike fear into hearts of international tennis giants. Conversely, we must give absolute, unyielding respect to Shuai Zhang. If she manages to pull off the upset and defeat the red-hot Eala, it will be an absolute masterclass in experience, tactical brilliance, and sheer determination. It would prove that the veteran still has the fire burning incredibly bright, and that she flatly refuses to be written off as merely a stepping stone for the younger generation. It would be a monumental victory for her own career resurgence and a tremendously proud moment for her nation. The stakes for both women could not possibly be higher. One is fighting to establish an unstoppable empire. The other is fighting to fiercely defend her legacy. It is a perfect sporting drama, and we are fortunate enough to witness it unfold in real time. So, as we count down the hours and minutes to this epic encounter, let us review the vital information one last time. This spectacular opening round match of the HSBC Queen's Club Championships is set to take place today, Tuesday, June 9th, 2026. They are scheduled to step onto the court at 5:10 p.m., depending, of course, on the length of the preceding matches on the schedule. For our dedicated viewers in the United States, you can catch every single thrilling point live on the Tennis Channel. For our massive audience in the United Kingdom, Sky Sports has you completely covered. And for everyone streaming online around the world, this is the one match you absolutely cannot afford to miss. We are talking about high-stakes, adrenaline-pumping, world-class grass court tennis at its absolute finest. I want to hear from every single one of you watching and listening right now. Take to the comment section below and let your voice be heard. Do you believe Alexandra Eala's incredible momentum, fresh off her historic Birmingham title and her brand new ranking of world number 33, will be simply too much explosive power for the veteran to handle? Or do you think Shuai Zhang's 37 years of wisdom, her Grand Slam championship pedigree, and her flat, penetrating ground strokes will successfully neutralize the Filipina's aggressive game plan? Drop your score predictions. Tell me where in the world you are watching from, and let's get this debate raging in the comments. If you enjoyed this incredibly detailed, comprehensive deep dive into the tennis world, please hit that like button. It helps the channel immensely and allows us to keep bringing you this level of premium sport analysis. Share this broadcast with your family, your friends, and every single tennis fan you know, so they can join the conversation. And most importantly, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of our live coverage, post-match analysis, and breaking news from the WTA and ADP tours. The tension is palpable, the grass is cut to absolute perfection, and history is about to be written on the courts of London. Thank you so much for joining me for this extensive preview. Stay passionate, stay excited, and enjoy the phenomenal tennis that is about to unfold. We will see you on the other side of the match.